Hello, thank you for tuning in. My name is Larry Duncan Allen, and this is No More Water, Fire Next Time. We have a very interesting subject today because I'm going to be speaking on something that I usually don't talk about. I usually don't get off into celebrities, but this is such a big thing with the Diddy trial until, just couldn't let it go past. We can't let politics and racial things just consume us. So, the Diddy trial, he's been found guilty on, well, well, not guilty on most of the charges, but guilty on the sex trafficking charge. But the RICO charge, which is very hard to prove and carry a lot of time, he was found not guilty on that. You see, excuse me a second, I have to do something. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Now it is nowadays. We're not with the big networks anymore. You may see us do anything. We have to go and do stuff, and we're doing it all by ourselves. But what happened is the um, the RICO charge is very hard to prove because it has to do with a person being like a crime boss, and I don't think Diddy went that far. But my title said many of the people didn't have clean hands. What I mean by that, I'm not saying he was innocent, because I think he's far from that. But there was a judge friend of mine who told me one time, said drug charges and and uh, um, drug charges and sex trafficking charges are very hard. The reason being that many of the people who are the witnesses and sometimes even the defendant themselves are complicit or involved in the crime or helped it along some type of way. Sometimes some of the witnesses really need to be a co-defendant. And many of them made deals for their testimony. And he said that's why it's very hard to prove. And see, but Diddy, he was denied bond, which I agree with that. And I'll tell you why. He's been known to retaliate against people who wronged him. He's been known to do that. So I agree with not giving him bond. He said he wanted to come home to take care of his 85-year-old mother. He has other family members and he has money to hire health care workers to see after his mother. That's what I'm talking from the way the courts would see it, not my personal views. That's the way the courts would see it. See, many times now, many people are talking about what he did to the woman in the hallway, but he wasn't charged with it. He wasn't on trial for that. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have pity for these women who stay with men that abuse me. I know you say, oh, well, I'm talking if I was on the jury. Oh, well, he had her mind. It's not easy. That you have to go through it. It's not that easy to leave. The jury don't care about that. They're not obligated to try to be a therapist for you. Why is it a woman can leave Pookie, a woman can stay with Pookie and leave Paul? Oh, he's boring. He's lame. He's not exciting. He's so predictable. She'll stay with Ray Ray but leave Raymond. And they never put a hand on her, treating her good because you love that chaos in your life. And when you're not suffering and when you don't have all of that stress, you feel like something's missing because you're used to it. You're used to so much stress until it's not there. When it's not there, you think something's wrong. See, it's hard for men to have pity on women who's been abused by a man and stay with him because he know how well he's treated women, and she just left him talking about, I don't feel love no more. I'm not happy no more. Man not here to provide your happiness. Just children who live off of happiness, jumping from one happiness to another. Men and women build together as mature adults, not about who. Do you think all those people that stayed together 50 and 60 years loved each other for 50 and 60 years? I had an uncle pass a few years ago. Him and his wife was together 71 years. You think they loved each other that whole 71 years? They were happy that whole 71 years. You looking to be happy. You're not 6, you're not 5. Nobody's here to make you happy. You put a little toy in front of a kid to make them happy. You do to keep them quiet. You do stuff to make them happy. Give them something to play with. That's what you want to do. Somebody give you a toy or something. You're not a little kid. That go for men too. Marriage ain't about somebody making your happiness. Happiness comes, it goes. So that's why I don't feel sorry for Cassie. She stayed there. And you know what else? She stayed, when she got with her new man, she kept sneaking back having sex with Diddy. They have text records of her asking Diddy when's the next freak off. See, people not talking about that. She actually helped plan them and collected the money. See, what you have to read, the reason they couldn't get him for criminal enterprise is because people were paying to come to those freak offs. Probably could have got him for tax evasion, but they were paying to come. And many of the people who was complaining about them, they paid to come to several of them. I'm going to keep coming in later talking about I was manipulated. They like me keep coming to someone's restaurant eating their food, then later on come to court talking about, I didn't like that food. You like them freak offs. Now that it's exposed, you think you're going to be exposed. So you don't act like you was manipulated. You like going there getting somebody pissing in your mouth and all that stuff. Like they said they was doing, rubbing baby oil all over you. Smacking you on the butt and all that stuff they was doing. You like that stuff. You know it. You wouldn't have kept going. There were places I went to. I saw how the scenery was. Just the scenery alone. I didn't like it. I got up out of there. I don't use drugs. Never even smoked weed before. Because I never believed in putting smoke in my body. But when I went in places I saw people using drugs, adios. I'm out of it. I better not use Spanish. Not today. No, I better use English. No, let's take that back. I didn't say adios. I meant goodbye. We don't want to use Spanish nowadays and got dark skin too. No. But look, I got up out of there. People put themselves in bad situations, stay there because they like it. There's something about human beings that we like chaos. We like something within us. I don't, because I probably did at one time. Because all of us do have that in us. Some act on it, some don't. We have all type of things in us. Some people act on certain things, some people don't. I grew out of wanting to see all kind of silly excitement. But many people haven't grown out of it. If they're not stressed out, they think something wrong because there's no stress there. I know men who get with women who does that. But only men get called for it. Women just say, they say the woman just choosing wrong. But they say the man just like the more chaotic women. Because, women don't have to take accountability, men do. But I know y'all don't like that, but it's the truth. But Diddy, he's been keeping up problems for a long time. Remember, he got in that shootout with J-Lo in the car. Blew up the man's car because Cassie wanted to see him and was seeing him, and he blew up the man's car. The next thing you know, the man's car blow up. But see, one of the biggest problems with all of this, people usually have accomplices. They help all this stuff along. Then later on, want to testify, Yeah, he did this, he did. You enjoyed every minute with him, watching him do it because you wanted the crumbs to fall from his table. See, a lot of people hang around these wealthy people and rich people. Excuse me. Go along with what they do. Because these people are so rich that they think they're going to get a few of the crumbs that fall from their table. I'm not talking about actual crumbs, but you know what I'm talking about. That, that's a metaphor that they think they're going to gain something from it, from being around a rich person. He's like a real good looking guy. A lot of men like to hang out with him because they know a lot of women gonna be around, and the ones that don't get with him may fall back on them. I did it before. Well, but I was a good looking guy though. But look at the it's the same way with R. Kelly. We people, you know, before I get to that, people love to see rich, especially people who are celebrities, get away with crime. That they would want to see a poor man or just an average working man get thrown under jail for. See, Diddy's gonna be in jail for a while. He's 55. He's looking at perhaps 20 years if he do both of those crimes. If they don't run them concurrently, he's looking at 10 years for each one. That's what He's looking at. They may reduce it. They may give him more. He's 55 now. If he can get out of there at 75 and still do free calls, then I'd say more power to him. But when it comes to celebrities, many people wanted Bill Cosby to get off. Many people wanted R. Kelly to get off. But Bill Cosby, I tell you, I don't think he should have went to jail, even though he admitted to doing it. He was guilty, and I'll tell you why. I lived in L.A. around that time. I saw Bill Cosby a few times at Paramount Studios when I was there. And you know what? Everyone knew what Bill Cosby was doing because that was a thing back then. See, we have to look at eras. There are certain eras where things was allowed. Like when they said athletes taking steroids, professional athletes taking steroids. It was allowed back then. But then they want to come in under another era and try to punish them for what was done at that time. But what Bill Cosby was doing, those parties, those women came there willingly. They did that in Hollywood then. It was not. I'm keep turn my dynamics on and put a little bit more bass in it, my boys. Don't have sound better now. But look, they did that at that time. I'm not saying that, I don't get into the rights or wrongs of it. I get into the facts of it. If it was right or wrong, that's for you to make that determination. I'm talking about the facts of it. They did that at that time. But what happened with Bill Cosby was he did a deposition in 2005 where they said if he admitted to it, he won't be prosecuted. They get a new prosecutor in, and instead of going up to some of the other crimes, they prosecuted him off the very case that they said they wouldn't prosecute him on. Well, that's why I don't know why Bill Cosby, they broke the law. They broke their word. That's why I don't know why Bill Cosby didn't sue the state of Pennsylvania. He should have. I would have. They broke their word to him. You admit to this, tell us what happened. And you won't ever be prosecuted for this. And then they turn around and prosecute him for it. Not that Bill Cosby was innocent. Not that he was right. But they broke their word to him. I had people saying, I know Bill Cosby didn't do that. I had to tell them, look, how do you know that? Because he's rich and famous? He said he did it. But they said they wouldn't prosecute him for it. That's why I say they were wrong with Bill Cosby. They broke their word to him. Okay, well, R. Kelly, he had people who was complicit with him. Most rich people have people, they have enablers. Those people like being around that rich person so they can get something out of it. Then if you're around a millionaire, you know you're gonna end up with more money than you had, because they're gonna break out something to you. You do their bidding. That's why those people hang around them and see things going on and won't say anything. And then another thing is this: a lot of people who be around those rich people have to sign, especially if they work for them, a non-disclosure form. And if they talk, they can be sued. Like Michael Jackson, they had to sign a non-disclosure form. They can't tell what goes on around there. If they do, they can be sued. Now, R. Kelly didn't have the sense to do that. But you know, R. Kelly couldn't read. A lot of people don't know that. He couldn't read. One of the best, artists ever. Now, I won't stop listening to his music. His music don't have nothing to do with what he did. But I think a lot of people did take advantage of him, but that had nothing to do with what he did. Them grown women he did that to, I don't care. That's their decision. But messing around with little girls, that's where I draw the line. And I tell you, the reason he had enablers, the parents. Well, whose little girl go spend the night with at a grown man's house, and parents don't know about it? At least one parent, somebody guardian, somebody don't know about it. They say when those girls would leave, they come out. Some people would bring them an envelope out with money in it. They sold their daughter. They were sex trafficking their own children. I know you find it hard to believe. 'Cause you wouldn't do that. People who won't do those things find it hard to believe. That's why I can't blame people who wouldn't do it, who don't do that. You find it hard to believe. But it's true. Some people will sex traffic their own children. You had women who would sell their baby, try to sell their baby for some crack. And I'm not saying it was just the mother. It was parents. Because, see, most girls, when they're 13, 14, 15 years old, most girls in that age group, anything happen to them is usually a relative or a close friend of the family because other men don't have that kind of access to them. I said this before on something else that I was talking about. How many men, grown men, strange men, has access to your 13 or 14-year-old daughter? They have no business having that type of access to her. Nowadays, it has to be your sons. You got so many crazy folks out there. Your young children usually don't, a lot of people don't have access to them where they can really do anything harmful to them. Now, I told you before, we had a children's group, but we took them to the Cardinals games. We took them to Six Flags before, and I still get the Cardinal tickets. I just don't. I just give it to different groups because I don't want to deal with the children anymore because things so crazy now, and I don't want to be a part of any type of scandal. But what happened was I was never alone with any of those children because when I did take let's say I was taking a child home. If it was a girl left in the van, she's in the back, I'm driving. I'm going to be alone with her, what, maybe 3, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, that's the most. I'm driving. And I tried not to let the girls in there because I was very careful about that. Very, very careful about it. I remember one time, one girl, her baseball uniform, you know, that how those ties get a knot in it. People didn't know take it off good. And I asked some of the older girls to take it off for her. They couldn't get it. So I had to do it. I said, no, you all stay. I let those other older girls stay there because you have to have a witness if you're going to touch those girls in any kind of way. You have to have your witness there, preferably a female witness. I had about 5 witnesses because she just couldn't play that day. But see, what happened was you have to realize that most people are not around your children. Because, see, the reason I'm talking on the children worker, those grown women, they're on their own. He had my mind so messed up. A jury don't care about that. I don't care about it. Why come Pookie and Ray Ray can mess up your mind, but Paul and Raymond can't? You'll walk out on him in a minute. I'm not, like I said, you're not happy. You don't feel loved anymore. Come on, grow up. I don't think marriage really got anything to do with love. I know y'all looking at me crazy. A lot of people learn to love each other after marriage. And if they didn't, they stayed together and built and took care of business. Marriage is about business. Not all about those rose petal matching pajamas. That's child stuff. That's teenage stuff. Grown women want to have pajama parties. Your daughters and granddaughters can't have a pajama party because you at yours. Grown men walking around here. I was talking to some young men one time. They told me, we like talking to you, Mr. Duncan. I said, oh yeah. I said, why? They say, a lot of guys your age, men, the older guys, when we can't learn nothing from them because they try to act like us. They try to come to our level. I told you the other night, I was some guys had to drive me to my car. I was at an event at a long way to walk, and they drove me to my car. There was a friend, they was friends of a friend of mine. They said they'll take me because it was quite a ways. If I closed my eyes, the things they were in there saying and the way they talk, if I closed my eyes and didn't know that they were older men, some of them were seniors, I would have thought there was a bunch of teenagers in that car. That's why I was saying the adults need to grow up. The children can't learn because adults can't teach them what they don't know. The average adult, I'm talking about black adults. Y'all may get mad at me for saying this. I don't like using the word mad, angry. You may get angry at me for saying this. But the average black adult don't leave adolescence. Many do, I'm saying the average. Listen to the conversation. They can't even control their voices. They'll walk in a place and talk at the top of their lungs. Everyone in the place can hear what they're saying, men and women. I tell people when they're saying, look, I'm standing right next to you. You don't have to yell all over the place. We can't even control our voices. You hear other people talking other than us. You can't even hear a word they're saying, yet they're communicating with each other. You're on your phone walking down the street. People don't have to eavesdrop on you. They can hear you within a half-block radius and you're talking on your phone. You gotta be hollering in the people's ear. We can't even control our voices. What can we control? We can control our emotions. Somebody says something we don't like. Not that they're wrong. Not that they wronged us. We just don't like it. And we go ready to fight. And don't know how to de-escalate, only escalate. Little small things end up in a fight. As you see one person trying to de-escalate and just stop talking, and the other person keep going, now talking about doing something to them physically. Now, you know if you come to a person physically, they're not going to let you get away with it. Now, getting back to the subject. With Diddy. I don't want to see Diddy walk. I'm going to be honest with you. He's done too much to too many people. The young girls, they say he messed around with young girls. Why they didn't charge with him, but that I don't know. That's what get me. What he did to, like I said, what he did to those grown women, I don't have nothing to do with that. They came there. They paid to come. Some of them he let in free because they looked so good, he knew they'd draw them in. And they wanted to get peed in the mouth, I guess. You know all that kind of stuff going on, you go back and pay or either come again. Then they're having homosexual sex, all type of sex. You paid, go again, you must like it. That's the reason I say those type of things, those type of trials, I keep it short with the RICO Act, the racketeering, that's why they couldn't prove that. Because his record label was supposed to be legit. I say supposed to be. But he wasn't even included in this. But he wasn't having the criminal. See, the reason he was charged with the sex trafficking is because he did take people across state line to have sex. And they couldn't have, I don't know why they did it with Cassie. You taking your girlfriend across state line to have sex, that means you and your girlfriend go out of town on a vacation together, you can get charged with sex trafficking. Or she can too. See, that's the reason the thing about it with her. She's his girlfriend. If he can be charged, why come she can't be charged too? She took him, went out across state lines with him to have sex. Why he got to be charged and not her? But see, people don't bring that type of thing up. If I was a lawyer, I would. So when she took my client across state line to have sex, why come she's not charged with sex trafficking? She was complicit, Cassie. She was complicit with him. Even when she got a new man, like I said, she was going back to Diddy, still having sex with him. And I'm talking things that's out there that's been stated and shown as fact. Now, I'm not speculating. So if I'm wrong, it's because the facts are wrong. And then so forth from what I've seen from out the news. Now, I don't go by any old news. This old YouTube news that you see about this star did it. Every celebrity that's still alive today has been said they were dead on YouTube. They got them on Good Times dead. And what is his name? The one played her little brother. Both of them alive and well. Talking about he committed suicide. Got her, you know, Thelma's still a nice looking woman. What's her name? Bernadette Standards. She's still a nice looking woman. On YouTube, they talking about she weighed about 350 pounds. And she was just playing on what's that, Family Business. And for her age, she still looks nice. That's why you can't believe that YouTube news. Don't get your news off of that. But you can listen to podcasts who show you news articles, not those where they on there talking and just showing you pictures, because you'll find that a lot of that is not even true. I found out the hard way. But see, like what I said with with that RICO Act, so you have to prove that a person that was mostly see, sometimes the prosecution can overstretch because they figure they'll get something. It'll fall on something. Because that RICO Act is mostly for like drug kingpins, the mob and people like that. That's what the RICO Act is really for. Now I think they knew they weren't going to get him charged with that. But the sex trafficking, did he take those people across state lines or did they come? Because I tell you, some of that, is like I say, when it comes to charges like this, I had a judge friend out in California. He told me, that these charges are hard to prove because it's very hard because many of the witnesses and even defendants really need to be a co-defendant themselves because many of them was complicit in what went on. But I don't have any, I'm not going to shed a tear for Diddy. I don't shed it for none of these celebrities. See, because I tell you, because stop and think. Look at you. We all work jobs. I do pretty well, but I'm not rich. Just stop and think. If you was a multi-millionaire, but you have time for that foolishness. Having freak offs, buying all that baby oil and stuff, and baby powder for folks, all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't have time for no mess like that. Be taking trips, enjoying life with my family and everybody. I'd be enjoying life. Time to be rubbing no baby oil over anybody, peeing in their mouth. What you get out of that? That's what a toilet stool is for. The back of a building or bushes or something. That's what that's for. That be for, well, not for women, but for a man, you all can't do like us. We feel it coming on, we can just run behind trash dumpster or something. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. But let's get back to it. But look, we know y'all can't do that. Women, y'all have to find a private place. But I don't want to gross y'all out, so let me cut that out. But look, people who get involved in that type of stuff, they got a problem themselves. That's why I say, people, I can understand why homosexuality and homosexual acts was involved in that. You know why? People, let me go back in history when I was coming up. Do you know there was a time when black people found on oral sex? Only white people used to do oral sex. When people used to see a black man with a white woman, they said he wanted his thing sucked, They saw a black woman with a white man, said she like getting her stuff ate. That's what people say. It wasn't like that. You know how people say stuff. But, because white people was known for oral sex, black people weren't. Do you know there was a time when black women, she found out a man ate women, she didn't want to be with him. Now she want to be with him. But she used to wouldn't be with him. But that's so how times change. But see, one thing about, I've had women, I wouldn't go down on them. I'll get you somebody else. I'll tell you why. If I can't enjoy sex the normal way, I'm not doing anything else because when you do all that freaky stuff, it stops you from enjoying it the normal way. And you start doing all type of things. And then it gets to the place where when you like having it done with the mouth, you be saying, well, she got a mouth just like he do. You let a woman go down on you. The man say, well, he got a mouth just like she do. And you let a man start sucking on you. Because when I left this area and went to California to live, and here you didn't see many homosexuals. Out there, they was all around. And I wasn't used to that. And I asked one man, say, why would you let that homosexual? As he said, I'm not gay. I like to have a homosexual sucker. I said, well, that makes you. We use the F word though. I said, well, that makes you a homosexual too. But you know the F word I'm talking about. We won't use that now, but we used it back then. But that makes you one too. See, they think if they on the recipient end, they're not a homosexual. Just the one who's doing it to them is a homosexual. I said, nah, you one too. Well, I mean, you engaging in a homosexual act, that makes you one too. But they couldn't see it that way. So I just there for long. I don't even argue with people about stuff like that no more. I don't get involved in those conversations. That's why when I talk about the different disenfranchised people, I don't even talk about them. Because I don't mix that up with somebody's race. Your sexual preference has nothing to do with our race, or our ethnicity, or nationality. But I just brought that up to show you how that people start doing. Once you start in one freaky stuff, you move on to some other stuff. You can't get off unless you got some baby oil and baby powder all over you, people pissing all on you and all that, and that gets you off. You don't have a sex problem, you got a head problem. You that crazy. And that's why they have to go to those type of freak-offs. When I have sex, I don't want nobody else around but me and her. If somebody else come around, that out here, I've had guys when I was coming up even as a teenager. I got this gal in here, we can both go in there and get her. No, you go on help yourself. The only way I do it, I go in there first, not after you. You done shot up everything, I'm going in there. And I go in there first, and then you come in later, but I'm not going there with you. I can't be with no woman looking at another naked man. No, that ain't no, that turn me off quick. I get up out of there. Because if I have sex, it's going to be her and I. Not no somebody else. Not even no other woman. That's a personal thing. I'm saying that to say, once you get off into all those freaky stuff, there's no telling what you might get involved in. But you can do what you want to do. I can't tell no other grown folks what to do. You can barely tell kids what to do nowadays. But I can't tell no other grown. I'm just giving now this is my opinion. Okay? Because when it comes to stuff like that, people have to do what they want to do. And see, on stuff like this, I have to give my opinion because it's not facts that I can go and show you. I normally when I talk things, I talk facts I can show you, but I'm giving my when I talk about how people have different sex, that's my opinion, and you don't have to take my opinion. You're gonna do what you want to do anyway. I'm just putting a thought out there because I can't make anyone do anything. I can't really tell anyone what to do. I can suggest it, and you do what you want to do. But I'm just saying that to show that, a lot of times we start off doing certain things, and it may end up with us having to do extra things just to get what we was getting in the first place. It happened with drugs. Do you know that they say people take drugs? They feel so good when they first take it. After a while, they're now taking the drugs just to feel normal again. Like they used to feel before they start taking the drugs. That don't make a lot of sense, but they didn't know that at the time when they started taking it. I always been afraid of taking drugs because I always been a health conscious person, and I didn't believe in putting any type of thing in my body. I haven't eaten meat since what? Is it 2007? I know it's been over 20 years. And so why take drugs? And I never believed in putting smoke in my body. It don't make sense to me. My father died, but well, not from that, but he was a he was an alcoholic and he smoked a lot. He worked and took care of the family good. My mother never had to work, but still he had that vice, and I saw what he did to him, and I didn't like it. Great man. He just had that habit. We loved him, but he just had that habit, and but he still took care of family. But you can't take care of family using drugs. Most of the time, most alcoholics can't take care of family, but he did. He took care of us well. But look, getting back to the subject though, these people. Oh man, I keep going off on. Well, my bass gonna be a little low. 'Cause this is down on me. But what it is, what I was saying about many times in this nation, we don't have kings and queens. Well, we may have a king in the White House soon, but many people really sort of worship celebrities, and that's why they want to see celebrities get away with many things. What I was saying with the amount of money they have, you think they would be enjoying that money. But see, what you have to realize is just look how fast these artists make money now. See, back during the R&B and blues stage, they had to play the chitlin circuit. Many of those people weren't making money. Many of them were screwed over by the record label. They had to be out there for a longer time before they started making money. But to now, these guys go in the rap game, the hip hop game. Those guys make money so quick. Many of them were gangbangers, drug dealers. Made a got into the record drop or whatever dropped and they hit big time. Look at Soldier Boy. He put his up on YouTube and became a millionaire almost overnight. They don't really have to struggle for anything. They get that money real quick, but they still got that drug dealer and gangbanger mentality. They're not just a gangbanger with tens of millions of dollars. They don't know what to do with it. They feel like a god almost. Diddy, he got away with just about anything. He felt like he was invincible. And see with with many of these drug, let me tell you something that happened while it's on my mind. I have a cable station, the WSL 984 used to be 26. I was with her Lara at the time when it was 26 in Glover Jackson. We put Nelly on TV for the first time. He had never been on TV before. We had a night, Friday night, where people came over and we were live and they would showcase their talent. Nelly and the Saint Lunatics came over. They weren't known then. They had them a smoke machine and we played the CD and they did their act, right? I wish I still had that. Those was on, let's say, her Lowry was over the station then. And we did it on videotapes, and I wish we still had that, but those old videotapes are gone. I don't know what happened to them. That should have been archived. But but those guys, they get so much money. I doubt Nelly would even remember us now. But these guys, they get so much money in such a short period of time, and many of them weren't the best quality of people. That, they really weren't high-level people to begin with. They had street mentality. Now you got a guy with $50 million who still has street mentality. That's not a good combination. Same with many of the athletes. They make money so quick. Do you know that look at the contracts they get. Do you know when Michael Jordan and all them first started out, they was making like $2 million a year? $2 million a year. Some of them now get that much a game, more than that a game. But they made most of their money off of endorsements. These guys can't get a lot of endorsements because of their bad behavior. They don't know that money they're getting off of football is nothing. Their bad behavior is stopping them from making the real. Well, I can't say it's nothing, but I'm saying nothing compared to what they can make. Because your money come off of endorsements. But they can't get it because their behavior is so poor that the companies don't want to get them. But they don't realize that. Because you know why? Many of the people around them are leechers. They're not really schooling those guys, and then maybe some of them just won't listen. Some of you guys, I think y'all love these women more than money. I take the money. I rather chase money. It's been often said. You always lose money chasing women, but you never lose women chasing money. Because any woman who do leave you because you're trying to build and make money, you didn't need her anyway. Let her go. She like the chaotic Pookie and Ray Ray. You should want the level-headed Paul and Raymond. And women, start liking the good men. Like you've been around chaos so much in your life that when a man is not chaotic, you get tired of him. I'm not happy. He's not there to make you happy. Look, him making that money, taking care of home, taking care of business, taking care of those kids, that should be your happiness right there. Like I said, even though my father had his problems, he took care of home. My mother never worked. And there's a lot of things, if he's doing like he's supposed to do, some things you can overlook. Because don't think we don't overlook stuff on y'all. We just don't verbalize every little thing we don't like. Like, Mama, I don't like you doing this. You're leaving the toilet seat up. Hell, you got hands, let it down. Depending on what he got to do, he got to let it up and down. I wouldn't even complain. Girl, I wouldn't even waste my time complaining to a woman about, why don't you let the toilet seat back up? I just reach down there and let it back up. It wouldn't even come to my mind. So why do it come into your all's mind unless you just like to argue? We have to, but look, Like I was saying, learn to like good people. You men. When a woman is a feminine, kind woman, I've been going around with the hood rat over that nice woman. Go on, stick with the good woman. If she's sticking with you, but it's just hard to find two good people who would stick with each other. Because a lot of time, if the man is faithful, the woman cheats. The woman faithful, the man cheats. And your women cheat. The statistics have shown that women nowadays cheat just as much as men, and it's worse because there's many more women than men, so you have less reason. See, there was a time when women didn't cheat as much, and I'll tell you why. Women used to not be around a lot of different other men. They used to be around most of their husbands, family members, because most of them stayed home while the man worked. Now women are out on jobs around all type of men now. And if she just look halfway good, she don't have to be a 10 or sexy, she just look halfway good. She may have 4 or 5 men hitting on her every day. Multiply that by a week, a month, a year. She's not going to turn all those men down. You women can look at me crazy if you want to. You're not going to turn every last one of those men down. You're going to get with one of those men. And leave these married men alone. I'll tell you why. I know I'm on a different subject, but I do that a lot. You got a lot of women won't even talk to you until she sees you with another woman. I've had that to happen. I'm gonna tell you how I found that out. I was told by someone. I would go to this place. I said, "Man, I'm sitting there. Women not even come talking to me." You know, he told me to say, "Look, have you got a female friend or cousin or something to go there with you? Have her go there with you a couple times, sit with you." I did have one go there and sit with me. We sat there and talk, and I told her what I was doing. Cause I don't believe in just using somebody. Don't tell them. And yeah, I was using them. I wasn't misusing them, but I was using them. And I told her why. And after about 3 weeks, I went there by myself. I had women coming sitting down there talking with me. They had no problem after that. After they start seeing me with other women, they start coming to talk to me. I had her then. I do fine even without her though. Now y'all remember me though when I had the long dreadlocks and the long beard. That was 10 years ago. But look, um, and many of you, you say your man cheating, that's how you got him. He had a woman when you got him. You help him cheat to get him. You know you did. So you don't see cheating when it's you. When you help a man cheat, it's good. You just don't like when he cheat. See, women don't see cheating as wrong. You just see it as wrong when you're being cheated on. Yeah, I know that's the truth. You'll help a man cheat, but he better not cheat on you. But you know, it's just hard to find two good people to put together, and a lot of people have just stopped looking. That's why marriages is down so much, because we just really can't find good people. Then you get with a person. A lot of people used to say, "Oh, she knew that old man was no good when she got with him." I don't feel sorry for her. Not all the time. Sometimes, yes, she liked the chaos, but many times men and women misrepresent themselves when you meet them. I've known some guys. He got with a woman. I thought he'd be a pretty good man for her. He turned out being a mess, being chaotic for her. That's why I never would. I don't help anybody get with anybody. You want a woman, you better go get her yourself. So I don't want you starting out one way with and end up another way. Same way with women. You want a man, you gotta go get him yourself. Cause people switch up on you, men and women. So that's why I took that back when I just said they knew what they was getting. Sometimes yes, most of the times yes, but that's a lot of times those people switched up on them. Diddy, when he got Cassie, probably the nicest, sweetest, probably flying her to Paris and just whining and dining her, buying her nice stuff. I'm sure he did that and just switched up on her. I really, I'm giving my opinion now. I'm not saying this is not a fact. I'm saying what my opinion from what I've seen for men. And you know, one thing women have to realize, I've been told, I'm dull, I'm not romantic. But women, have y'all noticed something though? Those men who did so much to get you, who was so romantic, coming with all the flowers and the candy and all that stuff, have you noticed that they usually end up being the crazy ones? In the end, they end up being the Looney Tunes. Because they'll do whatever it takes to get the woman. Man, like me, I come to talk to you, to just present myself. What you see is what you get, and you want it or you don't want it. And if you don't, I just move on. Now, I'm bald headed now, and I still go with my bald head. I'm not covering up nothing. When I first had my dreads, and after I started losing my hair on the top, and someone wanted to make me a piece, I put it up there, it looked just like your regular dreads. I wore that thing 1 week, I took it out. No, I can't do this. I really just cut it off. No, I can't do it. I don't see how women wear that stuff. So, no, I can't do this. Yeah, I gotta get out of that. I can't wear nothing false on me. My stuff gotta be real. Yep. If I gotta shave it, I just shave it. I like it, cause just stop, ladies. I tell you why men don't get that. It's okay for you, but you and the man in bed, you wanna rub your fingers through his hair. You reached up there and you done knocked his hair off. Man, that'd be embarrassing for a man. Woman, it wouldn't. Women wear wigs. They wear hair pieces. Been doing it all the time. Even white women do it. They try to talk about black women with wigs. But they started it before you all did. Did you know that? A lot of those movie stars and a lot of that wasn't the real hair. So don't let these white women make you feel bad. Let us make you feel bad. But don't let these white women make you feel bad. I just, you know. But because they do it themselves. They've been wearing false eyelashes before you all were. Fake nails before you all were. But anything we do, they're gonna make fun of it. White men was sagging. When I was coming up, black men wore tight fitted pants. It was the white man walking around with their pants. They used to come look at them wearing the most soupy pants. They called them sorry soupy back then. But anything we do is gonna get made fun of. So don't even care about what they say. Let's care about what we say. Okay, but what was I at? Oh yeah, so I was saying a man can't wear false stuff. Ladies, what would you do? You laying up in bed with a man. You reach up to rub your hand through his hair, and his hair piece or his weave fall out. You wouldn't want nothing else to do with him. But if yours fall out, it's just okay. Maybe lay it on the nightstand. But here you tell me, I don't want no man with hair falling out all in the bed. I rub my hand through and it come out in my hand. You wouldn't want that. And I can understand it. Because men are expected to be more natural than women are. He can change the color of his hair. He can change the texture of it. But it got to be his hair. So, but getting back to subject. I like to talk about a lot of stuff. Until I start getting my guests on, we'll stick to a certain narrative then. They used to come on with it, but they don't. We were talking about that nice, easy, soft stuff. They came on with me, but now I talk about more things that they figure can get them in trouble. But I can't get in trouble because I control mine. And I can say what I want to say. And I can say whatever I want to say. But look, getting okay. Let's get back on this topic. Diddy he did a lot of things to hurt a lot of people. Because usually when a person, I'm just going to tell you from what I know from experience. Usually when a person is charged with doing horrible things, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Remember when J-Lo was in the car with him and he got in that shootout and shot someone and tried to get the chauffeur, pay him $50,000 to say he did it? I'm not going to jail for anyone no $50,000. I'm not going to jail for someone over $5 million. Anybody else can do it, but I'm not. You did the crime, you did the time. I snitch. If you gonna get me in trouble, I snitch. Y'all do too, you just say you don't. Because I know a lot of policemen, I know people at the county jail. Y'all snitch, y'all sing like a mockingbird. That's why those people, you other people in jail, and you not. So don't come with that I don't snitch stuff. And you know what, one thing I do know is about black folks, we tell everything we know on everybody. You saw the celebrities snitching on each other, telling everything. We snitch on everybody, but when it comes to criminals, talking about I don't snitch. Only with criminals. And you know you snitch on them too. You just say that. I know the people. They get you up there, you tell everything. And I don't blame you. I'm not going to jail for somebody else. I don't even want to go for myself. If I could take a crime, I ain't done no crime, but if I could take a crime I did and throw it on somebody else, I'd do it. You do whatever it takes to keep you out of jail. You don't go to jail for somebody else. They're not going for you. What would I look like? What would it look like? I did something. Well, I don't want Duncan to go to jail, so I'm gonna go for him. That's crazy. I wouldn't go for you. I don't care who you are. You do the crime, you gotta do the time. So you stop with that I don't snitch mess. Snitching is a gang culture thing. It's when you and I did something together. I go back and tell on you. If you didn't do that with them, and you didn't, you're not in a gang or in the enterprise, in a criminal enterprise with them, you're not snitching. You reporting the crime. You see them breaking a house. Oh, they snitched on me. They didn't snitch on you. They reported a crime. Stabbed them folks' house. I report crimes. And if I did do it with you, if they get me in a room, Duncan, you're looking at 20 years, or you can testify against him. Brother, sister, y'all gone. Because you know what? If they offered it to you, you know why I got to take that deal? Before you take it. Because you know you're going to take it, and I wouldn't blame you. You got to preserve yourself. That's why if you are going to do something, do it by yourself. You don't have to worry about no snitching. I'm not saying go do something. If you are going to do it by yourself. You don't have to worry about anyone snitching on you. My time sure do pass by fast. I didn't know I can talk this long. I usually couldn't be on the panel. I said ask questions, give rebuttals or replies, and give statistics. And I didn't talk a lot. But I said, look, my guest's not coming on. I have to get the show back started. So if I have to go on by myself, I said, I know I'm not going to have much to say. But once I get started, that's why I have to kind of jump from, I may jump from different subjects because it's just me. And when you're by yourself, different things come to mind. I corral myself and come back. Now, let's go to Michael Jackson. They say Michael Jackson was a child at heart. And he never grew up. But see, that's Michael's problem. I don't know if he touched those kids or not, but if he did, that's his problem. That's not the court's problem. See, one thing people do, we expect everyone to give us understanding and compassion. But don't nobody owe that to you. No one, people don't have to give you understanding or compassion. If they want to, but the courts is not going to do that. They go by what you did, if you broke the law or if you didn't break the law. But see, many times we want to take our feelings in there. Well, I feel like he didn't do that. The court don't go off the feelings. They go off of what's presented to them. The facts of the matter. The facts may be a lie, but they have to go off the facts. Which many times the facts are a lie. With us, God, I'll tell you why it is with us. Now that I'm on this train of thought, I have to say what I'm thinking about it. Because I might start talking about something else and forget. You know how they say black people has a higher crime statistics, commit crimes at a higher rate? I checked into that. You know what it is? Black people, it's not that black people commit crime at a higher rate. Black people are arrested at a higher rate. Because you was arrested don't mean that you committed a crime. Check into it further. You know you'll find out the majority of black people who are arrested for those crimes are exonerated. Most of white people who are arrested for a crime are not exonerated. Don't let them make you feel your people are inferior. That's their job. It's your job to check into it and not believe it. Black people are exonerated at a very high rate of crime. I see people I know committed crimes. I know, they gone. Except for cousin, he do some things and say he's gone. And they send him to prison. Next thing I know, somebody blowing at me, I look over at him. Hey, cuz I'm out. And I seen that happen with a lot of people. You notice, they'll stop a black person. Black person asks them, officer, what am I being stopped for? Give me your ID. Want to pull them out the car and arrest them. They walk up to a white person. Ma'am, sir, I stopped you for such and such and such. Then ask for the ID. They go, you know why? I know I'm off subject, but I got to say this. Because it's for our people. They go and they learn black people culture. They know that black men especially don't like people manhandling them, putting their hands out on him. You notice how the white cop comes and want to put his hands on the black man, trying to agitate him. So he have a reason to arrest him. They say the cop go from 0 to 100 with black people. No, he comes at 90, sometimes at 100. They say there's no quotas. There he is. They arrest black people to have that arrest on the record. That's what they do it for. But if they have that arrest on the record, but then the black person go to court or talk to a detective, and they get let go. A lot of those officers you see pulling those black guys out the car and those black women, because they're doing it to black women now. And I better not see when I'm doing it. I'm just going to tell you the truth. The thing is, they just pulling them out for no reason. We got to start protecting our people. I saw one today with some black guys. They were doing the mother black guys came up on them policemen. Those policemen got out of there. But what happens is now if the black guy doing something, now you can't interfere. But I'm talking about they wrongly handling the person. And you can't go out here and commit crimes and then think people gonna help you get away with it. And when they got a reason to handle you, I'm talking about when they're doing it unjustly. And it's kind of hard to tell, really. So maybe you may need to back off of what I said there, because it's hard to tell. But with the they use many times those officers get fired. And the black person get exonerated. Sometimes even sued. But that's not in the statistics that I'm talking about. The statistics from the FBI does not say black people commit crime at a high rate, at a much, at a very high rate. They are arrested at a very high rate. So don't let them get you twisted. You can look it up yourself. So when I say stuff about statistics and things like this, I know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about because you can look it up yourself. Remember that night when I had a show about they were going to they want black people to start picking those crops. Now you see where they're calling for black people to pick crops and go on the farms and they thought DEI and affirmative action, black people was only being hired because of that, and if they stop it, people were going to start firing black people. Many of these people were just hiring black people. Many of these white people. These white people didn't start firing black people. They hired black people because they wanted to hire them. But Trump and his people didn't know that. They thought black people was going to lose their jobs and have to go pick some peaches and apples, which we weren't going to do anyway. What they really wanted, they wanted their slaves back. So what happened was, Trump even said, these Latinos are taking black jobs. What the hell make them think them black jobs, them low-end jobs are black jobs? That goes to show what they think of us. The white farmers talking about, well, we need black people to come pick our fruits like we're the next on the low-class pole, on the low-level pole. So if he didn't say white people or people come pick our fruits. They're talking about black people. Like we next on the nigger pole. Well, I've been outside. On the N-word pole, but you know what I'm talking about. No. They're the new N-words. Get them to pick it. Let it rot. I don't care what happened to you farmers. You can lose everything, Paul. The black farmers are doing okay. Maybe you can lose yours and they can come by the black farmers can come by your farm. They can throw you on the bus like you did them with that COVID loan and stop them from getting their money even though you got yours. I hope the black farmers can buy up everything you got. You and your family end up on Skid Row, and your dog end up on Dog Skid Row. Because what, excuse me, what you did to those black people, I don't have that compassion and all that stuff for you. I don't have all that. Let me make sure I didn't knock my things out. Hold on a second. I have to look at something on my oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm out. It's time out for you mistreat black people, and we say we forgive you and restore everything back to the way it was. The way it was never was any good anyway, because it was all in their favor. You mistreat us, the people mistreat us as black folks, we gotta make them pay for it. And I won't hear all this stuff about, well, black people mistreat black people. Everybody mistreats some of their people. You think white folks don't mistreat white people? Hispanics don't mistreat Hispanics. That's why they voted for Trump. They was trying to hurt some of their own people. Everybody mistreats some of their people. Let's quit thinking about the lowest of us all the time. When we mention our people, think about the people who can make a difference, the people who can progress. Not think about Paul and Raymond, Sharon, not Shaniqua. We gotta quit thinking about those people who not going. I said that last night. Them people who can't move us ahead. Quit thinking about them. Man, I'm keep hitting everything. I'm gonna control my hands. I don't want to knock my mic out. Can you ever still hear me? 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, I'm still there. But look, we have to quit thinking about our lower class all the time. When I talk to people about getting married, yeah, but I don't want no man who's like this, no woman like that. Ain't nobody telling you to go get with them kind of people. Get them kind of people off your mind. Think about some good people you can go get. Not about who you don't want. Think about who you want. Many times with our people, we look at the problem makers. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the good people. Let's think about them. We got a lot of good people, but we never let them come to our minds. We let the lower class come into our minds. We have to stop starting with, you know why? I know I'm off subject again, but I gotta say this. Why, you know why we many times black people do that and we're experienced with the worst people? It's where we start at. White person want to go into they go into the castle of the village. This scenario. They figure they gonna find them a mate. They go, they look at the king, prince. They know they're not gonna get them, but they work their way down. They look up, work their way down. If you work your way down, you're gonna find somebody worthwhile. You're gonna see a lot of good people. Black folks, we go in. We go into the castle looking at the court jester, the fine woman over there churning butter with the big butt, the woman looking for the man who's the cutest, finest, got the best penis, the man looking for the woman with the biggest butt, big hips. We start at the bottom, start working our way up. Well, on the way up, all you see is the worst. Then that's why you say there are no good men, there are no good women, because of the level you're on. By the time you work your way up to the level where you see some good folks, you done mess your life up so much they don't want you. We got to start thinking from the top and work our way down. Stay from the bottom. You want to know how I can prove what I'm saying? The reason I say that is because I can prove it. Look at the average woman. I'm going to get to the men and women, so don't think I'm just talking about you. Look at the average woman when she get with a man. She get with a man, have her a few babies. Bunch of old losers. You know she finally say, I'm going to go get me a good man. Why come you didn't get that in the first place? See, the good man, he don't want to wait till you done had 2 or 3 babies, put on the extra 60, 70 pounds. Now you want him? I've heard people say like they gonna settle for a good man. You don't choose the worst and settle for the best. You choose the best, and anything after that you're settling for. You can't settle for better than what you had. You guys, you run around, want to help. I'm going to tell you this one guy I know. He's older now and even got even more babies now. He was 28 years old, 18 children, 10 baby mamas. I heard he's got more now. But the women knew this. Well, why would you do something like that? What man in his right mind, knowing you can't take care of no 18 children, you probably don't even see most of them. Who wants children they can't see? Grandchildren they can't see. That would hurt me bad. I got all these children out there, I can't take care of them. You know, it's hard. If he made $200,000 a year, that's still too many children. And you know the average person, you make $200,000 a year, you can take care of a family good, especially in this area. Do you know that a person in East St. Louis making $200,000 a year is almost like a millionaire for this area? And now in Los Angeles, that would be standard. You'd be just like a regular working person out there. But if you live in East St. Louis, around in the black areas, and make a lot of money, you live like a king or queen. In East St. Louis, you make $50,000 a year. People living like kings and queens because of the area you're in. I know you want to move to better areas, improve the quality of life, but just stop and think about it. If a black person making a lot of money could stay in East St. Louis, you'll live much better than you would in an area Because see, the more money you make, the higher things, the area, the higher the income in that area, the more money you make. I mean, no, the more things cost. That's why when they say about inflation, the president has have nothing to do with that. I don't know why they won't tell the truth. Anytime you have a prosperous economy, you're going to have inflation. Because if you make more money, things are going to cost more. That's basic economics. And I don't know why they tell that lie about Biden caused inflation. A president can't cause inflation unless he improves the economy and make the economy so well, price is going to go up. I knew that when Trump didn't improve the economy. He was riding off Obama's economy. He actually ruined it. And Biden built it back up. They say Biden's economy post pandemic economy was the envy of the world, was doing better than any other economy. China's economy was on its way down. I know I'm on something else, but I have to say this. It was on its way down until Trump got in office and helped them out. Look at China. China's economy is half of that of the United States. It really wasn't that much. I'll tell you why. The United States economy is twice as GNP is twice of that of China. Yet China has 8 times more people than the United States. So it's like their GNP is meaningless. It's nothing compared to the United States. If I have, let's say I make $100,000 a year, I got 1 kid. You make $50,000 a year, you got 8 kids. I'm not including them, the wife and children, the wife and mother, the wife and I'm not including the parents. But let's say you make half of what I make. You make $50,000 a year. You got 8 kids. I got 1. How are you stacking up against me? That's what it was with China and the United States. But Trump's helping them out. Even if their GNP start matching the United States, which I doubt it ever will, because and in a minute I'll tell you why. I doubt if it ever will. With that many people, they still can't match the United States. If you got up to $100,000 a year just like me, even got a little bit over, I still got 1 kid and you got 8, how are you on my level? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? And also, want to bring manufacturing jobs back? I know I'm off Diddy, but y'all know I do this. When you tune in, I do this. Because there's just so much I can say about Diddy, because I really don't like talking about celebrities. I usually don't do it. But this was such a big topic with everyone. But look, manufacturing is for up-and-coming economies. Economies that's trying to build itself. You remember when Japan was doing all the manufacturing? Everyone said they making everything. They're going to take over the United States. Japan economies they're on a decline. Because you know what happens? Nations use manufacturing to build up their economy. Once they build it up, it evolves into more of a service and consumer economy. The United States has a 21st century economy. Trump is taking it back to a late 19th century, middle 20th century economy. China's laughing at the United States. Why would you want to bring these low-paying manufacturing jobs back to the United States? They want them for black people. They thought all black people was going to get fired and then a whole lot of jobs was going to open up for white people. But it didn't work that way. Black people chilling. We're sort of in our own little driver's seat now. But we have, like I said, we got to think of a strategy. We can't just sit around and wait. They may they see what they did didn't work, and they may try something different. So we have to be ready. We need to get our intellectuals together, and we have to think up something. Remember, I said intellectual. I didn't say let's go find some guy out, some street people out the street, and let's plot a strategy. Have a town hall meeting where a bunch of idiots could be sitting up in that. No, you got to get those people together in a strategy meeting, not a town hall meeting. You know, when white people give it a plot strategy for their people for the next 20 years, they don't have no town hall meeting. They put their intellectual minds together from business, the economists. They all get together. The most learned people. And they plot a strategy for the next 20 years. We don't even plot one for next year, the next 6 months. We just find some projects to build. Let's build a few little houses or a little strip mall over there. That's building projects. I'm talking about building a future, a path forward. And that takes some very intellectual people thinking. Not a town hall meeting where everyone that just about getting to an argument anyway. Because that's what those town hall meetings are. People saying ridiculous things. That's why I used to be on panels. I don't even get on those panels anymore. Cause all the people want to do is argue and don't know what they're talking about. Half the time the people on the panel don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, and see, for one thing, um, so like I said, when it came to the United States, they're not telling you the truth about that. They and what about? I usually don't get into European matters, but have you noticed that Ukraine is fighting better now that the United States stopped helping them? I hope Iran start fighting better. Well, they did. They did pretty well. I know y'all saying, "What? Why is he against Israel? Israel is against us. They're against everybody else. Why can't people be against Israel?" People really not. Yeah, if you go around bombing somebody, wiping, committing genocide, yeah, I'm against you. You can call me anti-Semitic, anything you want to call me. Somebody kidnap a few of your people, so you're gonna wipe their whole race out, and the world stand by and watch because the United States approve of. See, China and Russia talk all that tough talk, but they let the United States have their way. The United States got sanctions on Russia that's been hurting their economy for about the last 20, 30 years. If you're such a great power, I tell them, look, you're gonna live. Your sanctions is an act of war against my nation. You take it off or get ready for war. But Russia don't have them kind of balls. They bow down to the United States when the time comes. So does China. The United States had China right where they want them, and Trump let them up. The tough guy let them up. Supposedly tough guy. He gave them breathing room. Their economy's on the up. One thing Trump did, he did help Africa out. Africa kicked the colonial powers out. There's our stuff, and now they're keeping their own wealth. See, the shift of power on this planet is changing. See, there have always been a race of people who control the planet. Well, now it's the planet. It used to be regions because people weren't traveling all over. But there's always been. And just like they just like they lost power, the Caucasian gonna lose his too. And it's happening now. That's why they're trying to hold on to it. Anytime you see a nation, a great power, start trying to take other people's land and resources, they're a nation in decline, and they're trying to hold on. That would happen to Europe when they went in decline. They came and took Africa's resources, started branching out. It kept them propped up for a while, but now they're in decline. Even Europe, they Africa's not letting them have this stuff anymore. Why they let them do it in the first place, I don't know. But there's something about black people where we invite people in, other races in, let them just take our stuff. Even here, even in East St. Louis, Illinois, they control the economy. See, all over the world, even when black people control it politically, others control it economically. The black people in this city has never controlled our economy. Others have. Jews, then Koreans, now Arabs. At least the Jews did extend black people credit with no interest when no one else would. The Jews did live in the neighborhood. They live above or behind their business. They take tax dollars over to their neighborhood. Those Koreans and Arabs are the worst. Now, why don't they, you know one thing? ICE has no business coming to East St. Louis. But if they came after the Arabs and the Koreans in these stores, I wouldn't bat an eye. Then maybe those businesses can go to our people, but we got to run it right. Now, we can't come in there with that post-dated stuff and bad customer service. Be nice to our people like everyone else does. Where the Arabs and all them. They're not mean, but they're not nice. The Koreans are not. Well, the Koreans are just not emotional people, those Asians. But they don't look at you like you got dookie smeared all over you like many black people do. You go in their place, they're looking like you like N-word. What the hell you want? Don't nobody have to put up with that. But you black people in Bellevue Heights and Bellevue, there's more black people with businesses in white areas than in East St. Louis. And you don't talk to those white people up there like that. You treat them with respect. Why come you can't treat your people that way? Talking to your friend. I'm talking to you women now. You got a customer, you talking to somebody on your cell phone, or talking to your coworker. Never engage with the customer. And the business owner should stop them from doing what the business owners do it themselves sometimes. See, people get tired of putting up with stuff like that. That's why they go out of the area to shop. At least get treated decent. So if we're going to take over any type of business, send these people to business training, courtesy school. How to be courteous to the customers. They come into my place, the black women. The other women come in speaking to me. They know it's my place, my studio. Black women come in, turn their head away, look down at the cell phone, sit up in my place 2 hours, and never even look at me or speak to me. And the other women are all talking to me, then they try to ease over. Now, you get on back where you was at. Now, if I got black women treating me like that all the time, and these other women very kind to me, if I wanted a wife, who do you think I would choose from? Do you wonder why? I'm gonna say this. You ever wonder? Do you ever wonder when a black man wonder why when a black man start doing well, he get with a woman of another race? Do you ever try to examine and look into yourself and just talk about all these old N-words ain't no good? Trying to make a little money, they want a white woman. But you ever wonder why? What do we do? You know what I've seen black men do? They talk about how a woman mistreated him, how she did. But you know what he would always say? But that's her. That ain't got nothing to do with the next woman. But you know what I heard women say? Yeah, he did this, he did that. All these old men or these N-words just ain't no good. Y'all got two places, y'all just call us N-words. You don't even call us men no more. And I've heard them, I've heard black men say how they get with women, and the women keep doing certain things to them. They're doing, so man, I'm catching hell, same kind of hell from to different women. You know what he always say? And I've heard, I'm not talking about what somebody told me, what men I talked to have said. I got to figure out what I'm doing wrong. But you know, I've always heard the women say, oh, these old men just ain't no good. You got to start examining yourselves. Why is this man getting all these women of other races when he start making money? Instead of, oh, all of them ain't no good. Just like them old white women. White women, black women like white men. Just they don't like you like that because of your personality. They'll get with you and take you straight to the motel. You'd be with more white men if they'd have you. Because you flirt with them when they come around. All on social media. Ooh, he's so cute. He's so fine. Then put up a picture of a black man with an AI picture with a dress on. And if you notice, black women never criticize white men. You never. You criticize black men all day long. I've seen black men criticize white women and put up pictures of black women talking about darker the bird, sweeter the juice, calling you queens. And y'all need to cut that mess out. There ain't no queens. Queen of what? You can't be a queen without a king. I don't allow people to call me king. They call me that, but I don't really like that. What am I the king of? I don't need no grandiose name to feel good about myself. You ain't got to call me all that stuff. I already know my worth. You ain't got to put all that stuff on me for me to know it. You can keep that king. You may say it, but it don't make me no difference. I don't have to be called all that stuff to feel good about myself. That's why when people insult me, laugh at me, it don't bother me. Because I know what I am and I know who I am. And I'm satisfied with who I am. I'm satisfied with how I look. I'm satisfied with everything about myself. So what can you do to hurt me? And that's where you all got to get. And I'm going to tell you, when I see a black woman who do have a white man, that weave come off, those lashes come off, those nails come off, she go natural for that white man. But you won't do it for a black man. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Look at those black women you see with a white man. They don't have all that mess on. That nose ring come out too. That ring, all that stuff come off. She goes natural. And you know what? You see a black woman who hang out with white people, white friends. She goes natural. When black men been telling you they like you natural for a long time. The more he say what he like, the worse you get. Because you have no respect for him. I have trouble with women who used to work for me. That they didn't have to show me any respect that they showed their white bosses. That they're going to come in here and tell me what to do. But you say you're the most disrespected. You got to have some respect. You're the most disrespectful. And you black men, you getting better with other black. You disrespect black men too. The women say you disrespect them, but you know how. Look, how can somebody respect you? You in the store, she feel like she's obligated to just come and walk right in front of you, like you're not even there. How can you respect somebody like that? It happens all the time. You may not know it. They see a black man in line, they come jump right in front of him like he's not even there. They've done it to me, and I get right back in front of them. And if they want to box, we'll box. I hit you. I'm just going to tell you the truth. I told you last night, these women, 5'2", jump in a man's face the size of an NFL linebacker. She don't weigh but 120 pounds, want to box. Curse him out and call him everything she can think of. If she'll do that to him, what would she bring me? I'm a very thin guy. What's she going to bring me? So I got to put that fire out quick. Smoke or whatever it is. Like I said, you don't have to hit me first. You come with too much hostility, you might get knocked out. And I say knocked out. I'm not none of these Facebook and Instagram hitters. I'll knock you out. First punch. I don't do that all day long. They punch people in the face 20 times. You don't see no blood, no swelling or nothing. Now, that's why I think most of it's fake. But we got to learn how to behave out here, men and women. And men, you see these women in the stores. They don't want you hollering at them every time you see them. It's a time and a place for that. She come in just to buy something. She can't come in without men. You feel like you obligated to hit on every woman you see. You can't see a woman without saying nothing to her. Then when she do talk mean to you, you wonder why. She's tired. You probably the 15th person that day. She's tired of you hitting on her everywhere she go. Sometimes she may have to act a little disrespectful. You won't leave her alone. I see myself in the store. I think myself. But these guys say, why don't leave that woman alone? I don't say nothing, but I think it to myself. I know she didn't come into the store for that. Let them come on in and buy what they want. But they don't want. I have a time and a place I talk to women. It's not in the line at the store, not unless she comes to me first. But then most of the time I talk to women, it's just casual conversation. But a lot of times they won't talk to you. I have to talk to the white women and the Asian women because the black women, they don't talk to the Latino women don't either. But I like to carry on a lot of casual conversation, but a lot of times, with the black women, I can't do it because they think I'm trying to hit on them. And I understand why. Because most men are coming talk to them or trying to hit on them. So I understand why. That's why I don't get upset. I just gonna leave them alone. Because I talk to her. I tell you because I tell you, if I want you, you're gonna know it. I'll let you know it. And I'm interested in you. I'm too old to play around. And I'm too old. I don't have girlfriends. I'm too old for a girlfriend. Like walking around with a girl. This is my girlfriend. Walking around with a woman, this is my girlfriend. At my age. She's like, you women, this is my boyfriend. This is my grandkid, but this is my boyfriend. This is my grandkid, this is my girlfriend. That sounds crazy. Yeah, but that's why, I can understand, but like when I talk to the women, I don't understand why they kind of behave like they do, because most of the time the men are hitting on you because they don't know how I come, so I'm just saying how I come, but they don't know that. I know it, but they don't. So they probably think I'm hitting on them too, which they do. So I sense it and I just leave them alone. Because you don't keep bothering women who don't want to be bothered, because that's harassment. You're harassing those women. You keep trying to talk to them, and they're letting you know in so many words, they have to almost curse you out to get you to leave them alone. Most of the time, if women are interested in you, they'll come to you. Or they'll give you signals. But I don't even go by signals. You don't say nothing to me. I don't even say nothing. Because that's why I understand. They're plight. They can't go on the job. You got to try to hit on her at work. She come to make us some money. You women alone. Let them go and work. If they're interested in you, they'll let you know. And women have to realize, why would you want a man, not a woman, but why would you want a man who would try to hit on you in those places? That lets you know he does that all the time. It's just a game to him. You in the store cashing out. Sometimes you even got your children with you. You can't go anywhere without a man hitting on you. I know y'all get tired of that. I know you do. But a lot of time I'm in business settings. We're all sitting at a table. And I say something to a woman. She just sit there, look, won't say nothing. Think I'm hitting on her. And we're in a business section. We have to talk to each other. And then when I give business to someone else, wonder why I didn't give it to the black woman. You wouldn't talk to me. Sat here 2 hours, wouldn't even look at me. And we're supposed to be doing business. can't do business with someone who's not going to talk to you. And getting back on subject. Let me do that. Y'all know how I do. See, one thing people have to know about rich, famous, wealthy people, most of them don't when they come up like just like in the music and like Diddy and all them, they don't have good character. Most people who didn't make their money through business and finances, just got money rich quick, they usually don't have good character. Most billionaires, they didn't make their money by being such a nice guy without walking on people. You find a man in business, maybe he worth $2, $3 million. A guy like that is a pretty good guy. He worked hard for his money. And he's not gonna squander it. And they're usually pretty nice guy. Cause I know a guy, he's worth $3 million and very good guy. Humble, you wouldn't even know he was in that position. Living in a multi-million-dollar house, you wouldn't even know it. But he made his money gradually through business. And many of those and that's why many of guys like him and many of the guys, I know a lot of wealthy black guys because of the business that I'm in. I know a lot of them. And usually what happens is the type of personality they have, the black woman calls them bored, lame, even calls them home, accuse him of being out here a little nut. Accuse him, good thing he's walking, not flying, I got him on my desk. Usually they accuse him that these lights on. But usually they even accuse him of being a homosexual even though he's not. You know why? They're used to the hood guys. When they see a black guy that's refined, he's polished, articulate. Most black businessmen are that way who came up in business. Matter of fact, he have a personality similar to that of a white man. And when a black man act like a white man, he's called a homosexual. I don't say gay. You all probably notice that. I don't say gay, I say homosexual. That was a word that they invented so it could be accepted. And they started calling the people, other people, homophobic to make them sound bad. Now, whatever I don't get off into this subject much, but my business partner who died, he was a homosexual. They ain't had nothing to do with our business. Now, most of those guys, if you let them know where you stand, they don't bother you. But the thing about it is, many people accuse business people, black men, even the preachers, of being homosexual. You know why? They usually have a different range of emotions, like a white man does. Most black men don't have a range of emotions because he get laughed at, made up fun of it, and called a homosexual when he does. He's called a homosexual. Black, if you notice, the average black man has two emotions that he shows. Look at my time. Oh man, I've been on a long time. Laughter and anger. Those are the only two he's not made fun of for. If he shows that he's hurt, you know what a woman would say? Oh, look at you all in your feelings. Like he's not supposed to have feelings. So if he's hurt, it comes out as anger. Many times that man you think is angry, he's not angry, he's hurt. But you know he can't show that he's hurt because he's going to get made fun of. So if he sees something, you notice how the average black man reacts to everything. Woman too, really. He's either laughing at it or he's showing how much he don't like it. There's no in between. That's part of the anger part he don't like it. Can't show that range of emotion. If you do, he's some homosexual or something. Most black businessmen have those range of emotions, and he's a very nice guy, and he gets accused of being homosexual. I heard women be saying that most of those men got money. That most of them they're homosexuals. No, they're not. You just think that because he don't behave like the men you used to being around behave. And when you stay always constantly around low level men, that's your level. You're not picking wrong. That's your level. If I keep choosing low level women, you're going to say that's my level. I just like them kind of women. You got to take accountability just like the men take accountability. See, I know the black businessmen who are, some of them, they're not millionaires, but they're close to it. But what happens is, these other women come around, they like them because of their personality. The black women won't speak to them. They find out how well the man is doing. Then when he come back in, they want to run their mouths, try to get all up in his face. Too late now. But the other women didn't know he was in that position. They just liked his personality. You have to start liking good people if you want good things. You can't discount the good men and the other women getting with him because of his personality. You wouldn't try to get with him to see what you could F him out of. And you know what I mean by F. Get his money. They say that the college, the black guys, 30% of the young college men, black men going to college, the percentage has probably gotten higher now. It was a few years ago. Said they had never dated a black girl. That seemed strange to me, you know. But they said they asked them why. Don't you think they're pretty? They said, yeah, they're pretty. I said, don't you like them? I mean, I didn't say I said, but they asked them, don't you like them? They said, well, yeah, we like them. We like them. They said, well, why come you won't get with them? They said, you know what they said? They're mean. They're so mean. And most of you are. The other women see black men, they speak to us. See, black women treat black men the way white women used to, and white women are treating black men the way black women should. You walk by white women, y'all speak to each other, she smile, y'all speak to each other. You walk by a black woman, she do everything she can not to make eye contact with you and not to look at you. The black man see that all day long. Then he get around these women, other women. They come up and speak and talk to him, treat him nice. Who do you think he's going to go along with? Not you. He going to go along. Men go by how women treat them. The nice feminine women who treat them nice. Not the one who walk around in the room. White women and them Asian women walk in the rooms very feminine and small. Black women bust up in the place like they own it. Walking all wide-legged, sit down with your legs wide open, acting like a man. Who do you think the man gonna be interested in? I can be feminine for the right man. No, it's not something you put on and take off. How you think I sound outside? I be masculine for the right woman. Either you're feminine or you're not. If you're not a feminine woman, 20 years old, you can forget it. That's something you're raised to be. People don't see men are masculine. What has hurt men is being raised by women only, and they've taken on a lot of her ways. And that's why we're having a lot of trouble with men now. They've taken on too many feminine ways because of who they were raised by. They're emotional. They're quick to want to fight, get angry, just like their mama do. I'm not saying it just to talk against women, but just I'm just gonna be honest. You know why I do it? You know what people saying it now? Because women have always stated their position. Men haven't had an opportunity to. Men get blamed for everything. And the women don't have to take accountability, even when it's her fault. You know, those some women these two women on that high media. I used to like their production, but they were talking about how black women are they're abused. Nobody believes them, but the police don't believe the black woman when they're abused. But where did they get that from? See, they're thinking about the white community. In the white community, the the police and everything is centered around the male. Police come to the house, they go along with the male. But in the black community, it's the other way around. A black woman can call the police on you, you haven't touched her. You off to go on your way off to jail. White man can hit the woman. Nothing happened to him. Most of the time, sometimes it will. Because they'll come to the house and talk to him first. They'll come talk to the black woman first. And these men are not just abusing you. Be honest. You bucking up to him. Because in the statistics impose, most black women admit it, that they hit the man first. You jumping up to him like a man. And then when you get met like a man, now he's abusing you. What are you supposed to do? Just let him hurt you? Hurt him? Gotta learn to treat people better. Because I know I've never been a violent person. And women have came at me with that. Try to talk to them, they're like they gonna hit me, I hit them first. I'm not gonna wait on somebody to hit me, man or woman. You act like you're gonna hit me, I'm gonna have to deal with you. I'm getting older now, man. For you fellas and the thing, Stop out his hand fighting. Because but see, I don't get in fights. I don't. I've been in a fight. I can't remember last time I was in a fight with anyone. You know why? I use this. I don't get around those silly people. And when it's not, I haven't been there, the people haven't brought hostility to me. I don't pay them any attention. You know it's how black folks are. And I'm just going to say it. Once they get to arguing, they don't want to stop. It seems like they like it. Just that adrenaline get to pumping and feel good. And we're escalated and escalated. Because we're not trained how to de-escalate. And if the other person can stop talking and they're still going on. And then get to the place just talking about or try to do something physical to them when they've been left it alone. The person ain't no threat to you. Why you want to fight them for and they're no threat to you? They're not trying to be a threat to you. They said what they had to say and left it alone. Why come you can't say what you got to say and leave it alone? I'm talking about men and women. That's why so much happened to you. Keep doing stuff. Especially these older people. You go in the store, you young people want to hurt these old people. Them people got families. You think because you hurt them, that's going to be the end of them, then sometimes they'll whoop your butt. But me, when I get older, I'm not whooping nothing. Put that thing on you. Because it come a time when you got to stop that hand fight. Now, I've already stopped that. Like I said, I don't get in fights. But the thing is, I see other people, you have to, the person not trying to threaten you physically. Why you want to take it physical? If you know many times you see when people fighting, one person is trying not to fight, and the more they try not to fight, the more the other person want to fight. Not because they're afraid of you. They just don't want to fight. Everybody's not fighters. You'll probably win if they're not a fighter just because you do it all the time and they don't. Don't mean you're tougher, you're more experienced. But I don't care what you are, because I can cut that hand stuff out. You're not going to be more experienced in that spit and that fire. But look, maybe I shouldn't be saying that on here. But look, I'm saying, if we treat each other better, then we expect other people to treat us better. Because we can't get out in public. I know other people don't treat each other good, but they put up a good facade out in public. They commit more crimes. We just get arrested more. They put up a good facade and that just is nice and sweet in public. We act crazy in public. So most of us don't want to be around us. When I say act crazy, I'm not talking about fighting and all of that. I'm talking about the way we treat each other. We walk around like we're angry with each other and don't even know each other. It's like we're already angry with the next person we get with and haven't even met them yet because of what happened in the past. So that's not going to work out. I hear people talking, and he this, he that, talk about men so bad. Man, whatever man she get with, that's how they already got problems. I did say women because I always hear men say that ain't got nothing to do with the next woman. But I'll never hear women say that. But if you already got problems like that, you're never going to have a good relationship because you're looking for trouble. And then you've been with so many Pookies and Ray Rays until you come to Paul and Raymond talking to him like that because I know I'm not no Pookie or Ray Ray in mentality or thinking. I'm a businessman. I take care of business, and I'm not no argumentative type of person. But y'all have women coming to me, talking to me like I'm some Pookie or Ray Ray at my age. Well, there are some at my age. They're stupid like them. Because you see, a lot of women say, I want to get an older man. But don't give it to an older, foolish man. And you can get you an older man who's just as foolish as the young ones. So you got to vet him too. But I deal with mostly younger women. I didn't say babies, I said younger women. And some of them, I just can't deal with them because they've dealt with too many young guys who's mistreated them and come talk to me like I'm one of them. Deal with me by my merits. Any person you get with, deal with them. See what type of person they are. Deal with them by their merits and not what somebody else did. Because you'll lose a lot of good people like that. Now, I tell you men and women on that. But I must say women, like I said before, I heard the men saying they don't have nothing to do with the next woman. I heard them say it all the time. But, cause that has nothing to, deal with people by their merits. At least see how they are. What type of person they are. Before you start trying to dump what happened in your last relationship on them. And when you get to arguing with them, talking about, you men this, you men that. I had to ask women, but you got you another man or something? You sound like you're not talking to me like you're talking to me and your other man. Because she's thinking about me and every other man she ever been with and saying I'm doing stuff I don't even do. Thinking about what he did. That's why body count is more important in a woman than man, because you withhold all that stuff, but men don't. And you come to a decent man putting all that low-class stuff on him. So he have to leave you alone and eventually maybe end up with some other kind of woman. But it's a funny thing. Why come these other women don't hold on to that? Why only black women? Why? I just noticed that. Only black women hold on to all of that. Is it genetically differences or what? So I talk about all kinds of stuff because I'm by myself. So don't get mad. I talk about men, women, Diddy, Trump, all of it. You know that. Time is getting late though. I know I can talk this long. I usually couldn't talk more than 5 minutes on the panel, because we're discussing subjects, and I like to get my panels back going. And I would like for you all just like and share this. I don't even put my cash up in PayPal no more. I just fund this myself until I get my Roku channel and get it up and running. Also, um, I have 2 cable channels, but I stopped operating those because people don't watch cable anymore. They were just a money drain. And if it's not gonna make money, I have to leave it alone. Soon I get this program to make money as soon as I get my guests coming back in. Because I broadcast from different areas, you can see. Because I have my other in the smaller area at the desk I broadcast from. Then I have my big area where I would have my guests. This is to my right. It has a multi mics there. Then I have the area by the fireplace with the chairs. And in the wintertime, or when it get a little in the fall, we sit by the fireplace and talking with the guest. This is a very big place, so I can put chairs out and have a small studio audience, which I plan to start doing soon, where people could come in, and I would like that. I perform well in front of an audience, and even take some questions from the audience. So, I just don't have a little scrub operation. I've been in broadcast for a long time. I used to cover the Rams game, and I was the only person there at the Rams game, black cameraman for who was with a black station. And it was my station. Because I do a lot of the stuff myself, the going out there, recording, because I like it. I like going out with the camera. I like going out in the field. I don't have to, but I like it. I like it more than being in the studio. And then also when you hire people to come in, you got to go find your stuff at the pawn shop and stealing my stuff. So and then I get some people to do in studio work for me. I also have get them all matching chairs. They have an audience. I do that if I have a panel. And then, the audience can also ask some questions. Plan on doing that within the next couple months or so, maybe less. So you'll be able to watch us live on Roku also. We used to go live on cable. If I go live on YouTube or Facebook, it's gonna be like a 25-second delay. And if I go live and take call-ins, because we used to take call-ins on cable because it was real time. If I take call-ins on YouTube, it would be like a 25-second delay, and the people would be trying to watch YouTube and hear themselves, and I have to keep telling them to cut YouTube down and listen on your phone. And they would keep doing it, and it would just be chaos. So that's why I stopped taking live call-ins on YouTube. I will get an internet phone to be live with it, but this program has to start making money. I have other programs that make money. Like I said, I like to say rob Peter to pay Paul. I don't want to take from one to the other. So I'm just funding this myself right now for a while. But soon I'm going to start asking for some money. Put up my cash app. I got them. There go my PayPal and Cash App. I'm not putting them up now, but I would like to please like and subscribe so more people can start watching. If you like and subscribe all these other all these other folks stuff from out of the area who you don't know, you like and subscribe, you subscribe to and like Bites, Twerking, all the stuff you say you don't like, why you can't do it with me? Y'all not scared I'm gonna make some money, are you? A lot of times we do that with each other. But I've heard you enough. But I tell you, I don't know if I be doing any more about Diddy and none of that because that's not really my thing. Unless something just see since the verdict came in, unless something just extraordinary happens, I do something about him or a celebrity. But I'm not really into the celebrity thing. 'Cause they live entirely different from the rest of us, even from other rich black people. Celebrities live entirely different. That's why they got to run with each other. I wouldn't want to run with none of them. I met many of them. I could show you pictures. So I lived in L.A. and I was at Paramount for a while. So, you know, I met a lot of them. That's why I told you people knew what Bill Cosby was doing. I knew back then. They knew what Harvey Weinstein was doing. That was a thing back then. Just like many things people are doing now. 20, 30 years from the line, not down the line, it's not going to be a thing anymore. But why try to prosecute people over things that was perfectly fine back then? Now, a movement come out and now you want to prosecute them for it when they were complicit. And nobody make those women come. You came on your own. You was just a willing participant. You open up your mouth, let somebody piss in it, that's on you. You then go then after that one come to another one, get pissed in again. And another one get pissed in again. You wasn't no victim. You was like a pissy mouth. Like all that old freaky stuff. Same with the men. You like the men that got up and testified. Oh, did this to me. Well, what you go back for then? Usher and all them. Well, like Diddy tapped everything in Hollywood, don't it? Boy, male and female. Yeah, Diddy was busy, man. Usher, what's his name? Justin Bieber. Boy, he got all of them. All the women, all the men. I don't want nobody in Hollywood. No telling who did it. No one famous. If they famous, more than likely Diddy had him. He was hitting everything. You know, I'm going to have to call it a night. Because I always getting late, yeah. I'm getting a little sleepy. It's about my bedtime now. I would like to come on earlier, but I have so much to do during the day. Because I'm just not, I don't do podcasts. I actually do broadcasting. Do shows. Events. I go out and record. I'm media. I just don't do podcasts. I do a lot of things. I'm an editor. People send stuff to me from around the nation, and I edit it for them. And hook up the link, send it back to them. So I just don't do podcasts. That's why I can't come on early as I want to. I used to have a link down in City Hall. I had a key card to the door. But I dropped that link. Matter of fact, I have 2 cable stations, 993 and 984. But I just don't operate them anymore because they're not money makers. If I'm going to operate a business that's going to have to make some money, I'm not going to operate it. Because that's what business is for. I'm not in this to give back to the community. The community better take care of itself. I'm in to make some money for me and my family and I. You want me to give back to the community? Give what back? If I give back to the community what the community gave me, no, you wouldn't want that. Throwing me under the bus, lying to me, treating me like trash when you should have been treating me good. The community wants that back? Want me to get that back? Try to do everything to keep me from making money and getting ahead. You want that back? I get the community that back. That's about all you're going to get. I'll get it back by paying my taxes. That's where you get something back from me. Everything else going in my pocket. You're not getting nothing. Because you should have treated me right when you had the time. If you want that trash you did to me back, I'll give it back to you. But any profit I get, you're not getting nothing. You better go find somebody who fought for that, give back to the community mess. I'm not giving you nothing. But I give back the hard time you gave me. How about that? With that, I like to say, ladies, you stay away from those freak-offs. Ladies and gentlemen, stay away from those freak-offs. You know what I mean? It may not be a freak-off, but you know about some mess that's going on, because you never know when it's going to come back and bite you. Try to keep yourself safe, and just try to live a normal life. That's what I do. I do everything normal. What I want to freak off for if I did his money? Be over in Paris enjoying myself. Take on trips to Africa. He may have done all that, but you let your sexual life take control of everything. Anyone who lets sex rule them, they in for a world of trouble, male or female. Maybe that's why I never had trouble, because I never been a highly sexual person. Maybe that's why I never cheated on a woman before. Sex wasn't a top priority of mine. And it's not really meant to be a top priority. People just made it that way. It wasn't meant to be a top priority. These guys now love sex more than money. They make money and all they want to do is spend the money trying to get sex. I deal with one woman the normal way. She can't take that. Maybe she need to go find her a Diddy. I'm not eating nothing. The only fish I eat gonna be buffalo. I can put some hot sauce on it. That's the only fish I'm gonna eat. I don't even eat catfish. And if you can't deal with that, you better move on. A man's supposed to be a plumber. He's supposed to lay pipe. You can't satisfy. It's late. We all grown on here right now. You got your kids are watching this right now. That's your problem, not mine. Man's supposed to be a plumber. Y'all get it? You can't do it that way, then you got a problem. I don't have to. I can do it that way. You'll be well satisfied, even at my age. But the thing about it, when you get out of the ordinary, usually you have problems. To left or right. Most things that you would be safe in and live good with is things that's sort of in the middle. And usually you'll be safe. You may venture this way or that way a little bit, but try to stay close to the middle as you can, and you won't have too many problems. When you do things normal, let's say you can go here or there a little bit. You won't have a lot of stress. You have better peace of mind. I don't have any stress in my life. I don't take I'm not boasting. I'm saying this to help some people. I don't take any prescription medication. Never have. And I hope I never will. I pray that I don't. But I'm taking the proper steps to make sure I don't. I'm just not saying it. I just can't say I pray that I don't. God, please hear my prayer. And then I go out here and eat all this food full of sodium. Many people taking the medicine, then still eating the stuff that made them sick in the first place. And then say, I asked God to heal me. I ain't going to heal you. You still doing the same mess that got you sick in the first place. But look, like I said, I'm saying this so that we won't get caught up in a lot of traps. Try to be normal. Yeah, because most of us are average looking, average people. Even us that do well, most of us, I like average stuff. I never did have to even have a beauty queen woman. You know what made her a beauty queen to me? when she was feminine and nice. That some reason there's some women that didn't look good that I'm gonna just say this before I go. I had women who didn't look that good to me. I'm gonna show you how being feminine can help women out a lot. Especially if you're beautiful. How it would really you could have anything you want. Or if you're just above average, it would make you beautiful. You know why? There were women who didn't look that good to me when I first saw them, but their character and the way they were all feminine and nice and all, and their character. And, and you know what? They began to look better to me, and I actually liked them. I even loved a few. They weren't that good looking, but that wasn't what I cared about. But shallow man, all he gonna want is you looking good. You can be a masculine woman, the worst nasty attitude. I almost said this word. Nasty attitude, but he'll still deal with you. He's dealing with you because of your looks, and he's gonna deal with some more because of their looks. And then, and so, you know, your attitude can go a long way. And if do you know one thing about a nice, really feminine woman who she's not pretending, she's actually a feminine woman because that's something you can't put on and take off when you get ready, depending on who you're dealing with. A real feminine woman. I lost what I was saying. I was thinking. Sometimes I try to think about too many things at one time. That was sometimes I mumble because I'm going off into my next thought before I even finish the first one. But a very feminine woman, you see that who was I was getting ready to say? Can't no any man approach you. If you got just any type of man approaching you, it's because of your personality. He sees you as really kind of like a trashy woman. See, a very feminine woman. You ever notice when a woman is natural and dressed nice? I've heard some women say that. Men say they don't want women with all the weaves on, but then when you go natural and dress up, then they don't want you. Won't even say anything to you. You want to know why? They feel like you're out of their league. Men know their leagues, and they know their level. They feel like you're out of their league. A nice feminine woman dressed. You don't have to be all dressed up, but just dress normal. I'm not talking about all that old stuff, leggings, which I call long panties. Just dress normal, pair of jeans or something. You don't have to be dressed as a pair of normal jeans or something. She's a bit carrying herself feminine. No any man is gonna approach you. She's gonna be afraid to. He knows you. He feel like you're above his league. So if any kind of man just approaching you, it's got to do with your personality and how you're carrying yourself. Because I know, I'm saying what I know. If you're a feminine woman, carry yourself well. Can't no any man approach you. He can't, and he won't. But you could walk around here, call yourself masculine, dress all kind of ways. That's why you're getting any kind of man approaching you. So think about that. I'm not saying it to tear you down. I don't try to tear anybody down. I'd rather build you up. And sometimes to tear something down, you have to expose things. I'm sorry, to build things up, you have to expose things. And see, I'm a man, so I have to talk from a man's point of view because just like the women talk from the woman's point of view. Say, oh, he's bashing women. He's turning down women. No, I have to talk. I'm a man, so that's what I'm going to talk about is women. If there was a woman sitting here, she'd be talking about things from a woman's point of view. But see, men have heard women's point of view. We want to hear it. The problem is, women don't hear men's point of view and don't want to hear it. But say you want a man. What I look like I want me a woman, but I don't care what women got to say. I dress to look good for myself. I look dressed good. I dress to please, so I can be pleased about myself. But get yourself then. Go screw yourself. Or go get your woman. Why I look like someone? I dress to please me. I want me a woman, but I dress to please myself. I don't care what a woman thinks. I don't dress to or do anything to please women. Then somebody want a woman. See how crazy that sound? Sound just as crazy when y'all say it. Man don't care what you think, but he want a woman. That's crazy. If I want a woman, I care about what women think. That's why y'all still worrying all this stuff men say that y'all don't like. They don't like. Because y'all don't care what he think. Y'all don't care what he want. And that's why you got your Pookie and your Ray Ray. And not a Paul or Raymond. I'm about to get out of here. But I'm trying to get my guests together maybe the next show. Or maybe starting next week. I'll get some guests in here. I got really some high-powered guests who's going to come in here. You all may not believe this. You can see that picture up there. You all can't see this picture. One guess I had. See this picture? You remember Rance Allen, the gospel singer? That's him and I. I did a show with him here. And over at Refuge Temple also. If you look on my Facebook page, you see me with people like Jasmine Crockett. I was with her just before the election. I don't have a picture of Dick Gregory. I did a picture of Dick Gregory years ago, here. Right in here. I'm going to show that picture next time I come on. Like I said, and Nelly we were the first people to broadcast Nelly. Put him on television. You go on my Facebook page, you see pictures of me with with governors. Obama. I met Obama, but I didn't meet him when he was president. I met him when he was running for senator. You see pictures of me with Governor Pritzker, the old Governor Edgar. Well, he went to jail. But I still have pictures of you see me with some of anybody, not anybody, but everybody. But you know what? I never did take pictures with celebrities much. I started taking them because I used to have pictures of them, just of them. My daughter said, people say, how they know that's you taking those pictures you never owned, and so that's why I started getting on the picture also. And because I've known a lot. I used to go in the Rams locker room. I've done a lot of stuff in media. I'm big in media. Just about everyone know me in town. And now they're beginning to know me in the streets now when they see me. They know me from carrying the cameras. They never really know me for being in front of them because people were telling me, you're making everyone else famous. You're putting everyone else out there. You need to start putting yourself out there. So that's why I started getting in front of the camera more. Because I'm going to be doing the show with some of the politicians around, our city leaders of Cahokia and East St. Louis and state leaders. Plus people out of the area. See one thing about it, on Facebook I do the ESL 89 Blocks page. I do have a No More Water page, and I have a City of Champions media page, but I do the 89 Blocks because it has more people on it. And then when I tried to change it over to the City of Champions, for some reason they wouldn't let me. I have to try to see why. For a while, I didn't know I was going live on Facebook until today because it wouldn't show up. But then when I get done, I look and I see that I was live. And some of you, if you all want to text in a question sometime on Facebook, because I can see the YouTube, I can see Facebook, you can do so if you want to text in and ask me a question. You can do so. Or if you have a topic you want me to bring up, text in and let me know. Not tonight because I'm getting ready to get out of here. I've been talking long enough. I think this is the longest show I've ever done, and it is. Man, I didn't even talk. No reason. Start off car. I guess I included it all up now. With all this talking, but I just found a new habit of mine. I like to talk. I didn't know that. I didn't know I like to talk. I know it now. But I like to start engaging with someone. You can text me if you want to. 'Cause I can see it if you text me on Facebook. If you ever want to ask me a question, or if you have a topic you want me to start discussing, like on another show, let me know. Because I want to engage with the audience. And share and like this if you can. I can't make you, but I sure would appreciate if you would. And subscribe to the YouTube channel also. I used to do the football and basketball games live on it, but they threw me under the bus and got some white folks in there to work with the school, and now the people saying they don't even see the games. They say they do the games live, but they won't tell me they don't see them. So I need to start back doing them. No, I'm not. I'm not going to stop because of the way it was done towards me. I do Cahokia games if I do East Side games again. You don't throw me under the bus. Talk crazy, man. They have a habit in this when they're not throwing you under the bus. They threw Barry Malloy. He was fired. He's one of the best track coaches they ever had, and they fired him. You have to learn how to work out things when there's a problem. When you have a good person. Work things out. I'd have called everyone in that room and got that straightened out. Because I have negotiating skills like that. And everyone would have left satisfied, and the public wouldn't have even known about what happened. And Barry is a man of good quality. But his family's putting some things out there on social media, and they should be ashamed of themselves. It's not Barry. He wouldn't do anything like that. He wouldn't do anything like that. They're talking about the school, sport. They're getting people, children from out of the area, talking about they're homeless, getting people from different places to play sports. What school don't? But why would you want to blow up things, talking about call the state on them? You knew all this all the time. You just not finding it out. It was okay when you and yours was benefiting from it. So why try to blow it up for everyone else? Because you feel slighted. It was okay when you was benefiting from it. Like I say, it's not him. It's some of his family members, and I don't appreciate them doing that. Why blow it up for all these kids? Because you mad. Well, you knew it was going on all the time. I'm not saying it was going on, don't get me wrong. I'm going by what they say, because I wouldn't get on here and say that. But if they knew it all the time, why wouldn't you try to blow it all up now that you're on your way out the door? He was a good coach, and I think they should have retained him. And he's not a part of this, is what I'm saying. And some people with the same last name, but he's not in it. He's a man of class and quality, and he wouldn't be a part of anything like this. But, I'm going to get out of here. But thanks for listening to me rant for a while. I know I talk about a lot of stuff. But if you ever text in and let me know some stuff, I change and talking about some other stuff. But thanks for tuning in, and I hope you same people and many more will tune in next time, because there's a lot going on. I noticed I didn't talk about Trump much tonight. I want to talk about Diddy and black folks and men and women. I like to I really don't feel comfortable sitting here saying things about women. I would like to have a woman on here with me. But I gotta say it because I don't have one with me. I would even like to get a woman to host her own show. See, that's you. I'm not just doing this like only I can do a show. I have other people doing shows. I have companies I do like Community Development Sustainable Solution. I do things for them. They're gonna start doing podcasts here. There are other people who do podcasts here, do like green screen, and you don't even know they're in here. They do it straight from here. And there are people who come here and do commercials here. But we have green screens. You don't even know they're in here. So there's a lot going on here. So, I like to I want to get a black woman on to have her show. Another black man on to have him a show. Have different people on to have shows. And you can get your sponsors now. Your sponsors gonna have to pay for it. I'll put it for a while. You're gonna get some sponsors, take care of the station, and the rest is yours. But the majority is yours. 'Cause I just can't let you come here for free. I will for a while now to get you started. I've gotten a lot of people started around town that you wouldn't even know it. Cause cause when they thank everybody, they don't even mention my name. I got some photographers started and some videographers started, and even people in other things started. But they don't even mention my name when they start doing the thank yous. I'll come and record things for them. They'll mention Channel 4. They'll mention everybody in the room except for me. Sometimes they be the one who paid me to come. I know you said, as long as you got paid, being in business is more than just about being paid. You want your brand out there also so I can get paid more. So I thank you all for tuning in to No More Water Fire next time. And watch next time and get some other people to watch and like it and share it for me I'd appreciate that. And subscribe to my channels, especially the YouTube channel. Because I don't know when they may boot me off Facebook. I thought they had because I couldn't even see it live on Facebook for a while on this channel. And just started back today, but it was going out live on Facebook. I even if some of you watched the other night, I said I don't think I'm going live on Facebook. But then after I'm done, excuse me, I go out and I see that it did. I go off, I see that it was live on Facebook. So stick with me, and we're gonna get some hosting, some other shows, cause I'm a network. I just don't do it all myself. And people can present different point of views, and you have a woman come on here, and I know she gonna get on the men. So we used to hearing that anyway. But I don't want it to be just a one-sided thing. Because when it's all said and done, black men and black women need each other. I'm not talking about no Africans and people from other places. I'm talking about right here in the United States. We can talk all the crazy talk we want about each other. But we're going to need each other because everybody else is against us, even the Africans. I found that out. We all we got. We're all we got. These other people don't love us. They don't like us. The Africans. That reason I did the show. Before I go, let me say that. I know I'm keep on going on and on. The Africans and the Latinos said they thought black people were immigrants. And they thought we were thugs and gangsters. And they were doing things against us. Because the Africans, when they come here, they don't talk to us. They deal with white people. I know. They say, if when you leave out of this area, you go place like LA where I lived around all kind of people. They don't like us. Even the black immigrants don't like us. So black men, black women, you can talk all the passport bros all you want to. You may get a woman over there, bring her back. You're going to get some individuals who like you, don't get me wrong. But as a people, they don't like us. We all we got. And the Africans, I hope they start liking some deodorant. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Have you been around some of them Africans? They can be a bit tart, They don't be nasty. You can tell they bathe. But there's something about them, they put on some that good smelling lotion. you know, uh, I don't know if it's what they eat or what. I don't know if they order it. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about if you've been around some of them. But, you know, these people, I'm finding out more and more. I knew when after living in L.A., the Mexicans and the Asians and all, they can't stand us. But I'm finding out the Puerto Ricans are not so bad. But I'm finding out, man, most of these, but they're bad enough. I'm finding that most of these people, they're not so keen on black people. You will get more, you will get more well-meaning white people to help black people than you will these other people. Help white people will help you against their own, many of them, than these other people will. Somebody coming after us next. Next? Now you were next. We was the first. And they've been after us for 500 years. You just had 5 months. And you come whining and crying to us, we didn't ask nobody for help. They came and helped, but we didn't ask for them. And we appreciate it. Who did you see us tomorrow? You come and help us. We did it ourselves because we built for this. Y'all not. And with that, I'm not gonna keep going on and on. I better go ahead. Come tune in when I come back on again. I don't know if something big happens tomorrow, I'll come on. If something big happens. But I just came on because Diddy, everybody was talking about. I think I was talking about him too, but I couldn't talk about him too. I'm not into that celebrity stuff. Just not into it. So tune in again with me. I better go and get out of here and before I start back up on something else. So, but start texting me on Facebook while you're here. Right now, I got it up on Facebook. I can't see the one on YouTube right now. I'm about to put another iPad down here so I can see it also. And I was looking on a monitor over there, but my monitor went out and I didn't want to get up and turn it back on. I was watching it from a Fire Stick on Facebook. It was over there and it went out. Fire Stick went out. You know how sometimes they say, "Are you still watching?" And I didn't have the remote over here, and I didn't push the remote, so it shut off on me. But look, so yeah, kind of share it for me, so more people can see, and I can start reaching more people. Because I had this going around the pandemic time, and then I stopped because I was looking for guests to keep coming to I was looking at that. I was looking for guests to start coming on for me. I said they're not coming. They don't like my topics. As long as I talk about politics and all that old type of stuff, they feel safe. But especially when I start talking about the Jews, they got mad. I won't say they got angry, but they got a little frightened. So when you say something about Jews, folks get scared to come on with you. But everything I say, I can prove with facts. And I'm like Dave Chappelle, I take him on. They couldn't get rid of him because he didn't cower down to them. He didn't cower down to the homosexuals like everyone else does. You don't have to like homosexuality if you don't want to. Who they think they are? Gonna tell you what to like. Do they like heterosexuality? Don't tell other folks what they gotta like. Okay, let me get off before I get started again. I'm gonna get okay, but look, let me change my devices. So I'm gonna get out of here. But look, when I come back on, be sure to tune in again and watch No More Water Fire next time. And I mean that. See, we've been giving people water. Time for us to start putting some fire on them, like they're doing in New Lenox, Ohio. Those black folks not playing up there. Neo-Nazi haven't been back. The Klan haven't been back. Because them folks ready up there. And you know who it is? It's not the men, it's not the women. It's black people, the men and women. I mean, they got on the body armor. Taking their kids to school. Them nines on the side and them assault rifles. So if it's legal for them, it's legal for us. Some of them even got on their hoods. If it's legal for them, it's legal for us. You talking about protecting them, and a black man or black woman can't walk in a white neighborhood, mind their own business without getting jammed up. But they can come in our neighborhood with hoods and assault rifles. You talking about the constitutional right? Where's our constitutional rights when we walking minding our own business? Oh, don't let me get started again. I get started. So I better leave you with that. No more water. Bye next time. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Larry Duncan Allen, and I'll see you next time. See you later. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it.